Hello, everyone. The theme here, and I want to talk about the most recent console war that everyone is calling, a runaway battle as far as sales. Now, a recent report comes out that says that the PS4 is outselling the Xbox One and the Wii U. Numbers are not really tallied up and quite accurate just yet, but recent reports are saying that the PS4 is outselling the Xbox One and the Wii U combined. Ouch. I mean, the Wii U got a head start. A year head start, pretty much. But we all know the reason why the Wii U isn't doing so well. I mean, first party games, you can't really argue that the Wii U has pretty much first party on lock with Nintendo and all. But it's just their third party is supremely lacking, and there's no arguments there. And most people are like, "Oh, if you just get a Wii U if you got kids and if you like playing kiddie games," and it's like, wait a minute now. I thought that games were supposed to be fun, regardless of what games go on it by Nintendo. You can play those, and then you can have fun with them within seconds. And it's like I say, I thought that's what video games were all about, is to have some fucking fun. Then you have the Xbox One. Now, there are a lot of people that don't have Xbox Ones for various reasons. Number one is what they tried in 2013. Now, a lot of people really shifted themselves away from that console because of that. Because of that reveal, because of their announcements, because of that E3. And a lot of people have not forgiven them for that. And can't really say that I blame those people, because most people just jump ship and never look back. And then there are some that were like, okay, yeah, we'll give the Xbox another chance. Okay, they got rid of the Kinect. Okay, they lowered their prices. Okay, but then it comes down to games. It always comes down to games. And I hate the arguments that people go through as far as saying, well, the PS4 is more powerful. No, the Xbox One is the most powerful. Yeah, and motherfuckers want to come to blows because of that type of argument. The fanboy stuff. But as far as I remember, back in the 90s, the Atari Jaguar was the most powerful system in its time when it came out. What does that tell you? It's not about power, it's about games. If your system doesn't have the games that you're looking for, doesn't have the games that you want, doesn't have the games that you desire or that you want to play, then the system is not going to be anything meaningful to you. I mean, I have a lot of video game systems. Some are behind me. Some of these are duplicates, okay? I have like more of them down there. And I still play these systems to this day. Even my Atari 2600, I still play it to this day. Why? Because the games that I play on it are fun to me. When you look at a lot of titles that are on the Xbox One, and even though they had a good E3, as far as saying that they're going to announce backwards compatibility, people were upset they did announce backwards compatibility, because I remember a couple of years back, they said that Xbox said it wasn't possible for the Xbox One to have backwards compatibility when they were trying to implement all the bullshit that they were trying to do. And this year they announced backwards compatibility, which is a good thing, but it's still people still scratch their head like, wait a second, didn't you say a couple of years ago that it wasn't possible? So you basically lied to us. Why are you doing this now? Especially almost 2 years in the game. They are trying to do something to win back consumers, which a business should. But they got themselves in a hole that they should have never been in the first place. Now, again, we have no ideas how, accurate numbers are. But you can't deny that PS4s are flying off the shelves, especially after this past E3. But the Xbox One, after Gamescom, has, basically announced the games that we already knew about. They didn't do anything totally, groundbreaking. They said that they're going to focus more on first party, which I do agree with. But then other reports, not accurate news, but reports. So you can take certain reports with a grain of salt. I understand that. But certain reports saying that even the titles that they currently announced at Gamescom could have chance to go to PC. And, even though some people say, well, Microsoft and Windows 10, they're linked. Yeah, but they should still be treating that as a competition, Focus on your console. Have things on your console. I said this before in other videos. It's like, okay, have things on your console so people are like, yeah, that's the machine I need because I need to play those games on that console. PS4, okay, and there are a lot of fanboys out there from each camp that will say, oh no, Xbox One doesn't have any exclusives. No, PS4 doesn't have any games on it. Well, the Wii U, all it has is little kid stuff. And it's like, okay, look, unless you have every console and see everything that they're worth, you can't really judge 100% by them. I mean, you can name, any Xbox fan will be able to name off the top of their head what Microsoft has and what they're coming up with. Same thing with the Nintendo Wii U, and same thing for the PS4 fans out there. And it's just funny to be online or even be out in person, even in a GameStop or in a game shop anywhere, and just see fanboys just start arguing over the meaningless shit when it should be about games and games only and having fun with those games. Fanboyism has basically existed since the late 80s. Of course, it could have been well before that, but the late 80s is when I started to grow up with it. And because of that, it's like, okay, yeah, I grew up in the age of Sega does what Nintendo don't. Blast processing, yeah, we have blast processing. Yeah, Super Nintendo doesn't. Yeah, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, they don't have that. But when push came to shove, the Nintendos pushed out a lot of great games. And they let them games speak for themselves. They didn't say, oh yeah, and they didn't follow suit with Sega as far as saying, okay, yeah, you pushed us, we're going to push back. No, we're just going to push these games out and let the people decide. With all these terrific games that we got here, now make your choice. With the PS4, okay. Their past E3 was fantastic. I'm not even a Sony fan. I haven't been connected with Sony for quite some time. I still haven't forgiven them what they did with the PS3 years ago with their price and saying that it's not about the console, it's about the value. And I'm like, what do you mean it's about the value? It's about games, remember? Bring us games. Yeah, but you shouldn't be saying anything about the $600 price tag. No. Still haven't forgiven them for that. So I don't have a PS3. I bought a PS2 when the life of it was over. Okay? Got a couple of Xboxes. I have an Xbox 360. I don't have an Xbox One, don't have a PS4, don't have a Wii U. But I want to get a system when they have a secure lineup of games on it. And that usually takes years after the system is already out. When I think about it, yeah, I think Sony's E3 is the main reason why maybe sales have jumped for PS4s and not so much of the Xbox One, or people are just gonna sit and wait for the future games to come out. Then there's the fact that the Xbox doesn't do well in Japan. It just doesn't. That's the reality. So if you're gonna really cherry pick of saying, it's not doing well in sales, totally, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why the Japanese just won't get behind it. Me being in Japan and been stationed there, I can tell you from firsthand that the Xbox doesn't really do anything in Japan for the Japanese. And then you have the Wii U. The Wii U has a lot of terrific games on it that don't get their credit. And it's kind of funny how people will say, oh no, that system's just for kids and the 3DS is just for kids. And they've never played any games on it. They never actually had the device in their hands, well, the gamepad, the big thing, or a 3DS or a DS in their hands to actually judge. They're just saying, oh, Nintendo is for kids, just because they were kids when they played Nintendo. and they won't even give it a chance now. Then there are certain people that just don't care. They just want good games, and they'll buy every console as long as they can really afford it. Then you have the the PC clan that just plays PC and that plays the PC, and I just want to play good games. Okay, I don't give a damn what console that they go on. I don't give a damn if they go on PC. I don't give a damn if they're on portable, whatever. I just want to play good games. But the news that PS4 outselling those two major consoles like that, I mean, it's like, wow, and make it no secret that the PlayStation is the only thing that's doing well with Sony as a whole. Microsoft has other things that they could just fall back on, but Sony, this is it, pretty much. This is it for them. Nintendo, I'll say it again, if Nintendo goes, gaming dies. I don't want to see that. There are a lot of people out there that say, oh no, we want to see Nintendo go the way of Sega. Start making third party. Why would you even want that to happen? Why would you want Mario or Metroid's hoard out, or Zelda hoard out to these other consoles to make them crappy? Remember what happened with the CDI. Remember Mario on the CDI. Remember Zelda on the CDI. We do not want to see that again with these other consoles. We don't want to see Nintendo out. You just don't. Number one, Microsoft and Sony wouldn't have anything to copy over. And number two, again, Nintendo goes, gaming dies. The innovation there wouldn't hardly be any anymore. All we'll see is the same titles that we're seeing over and over again, that are just these watered down franchises, milked down franchises. I'm sick of Madden. Okay, I'm getting sick of Halo. Sorry, I just am. They've done too much of that. Sick of Call of Duty. They need to take a step back. They need to stop. They need to focus on other things. But yeah, wow, double. I mean, not double. Combined, Xbox One and Wii U. PS4 is just selling everywhere. Japan, the North America, South America, Europe, the big markets, the okay, no, don't mean to insult you if you're from Australia and even South America, but the main markets that they really pay attention to is North America, Europe, and Japan. I don't know why that is, but it's just like that. I mean, so PlayStation 4 owners are waiting for Last of Us 2. They're waiting for Heavy Rain and another Ratchet and Clank and another God of War and Gran Turismo on top of what they already announced for it. They have The Last Guardian coming out. There's No Man's Sky, and even I heard that Tekken 7 is going to be a console exclusive for the PS4. So, with that being said, Xbox, yes, they stepped up, but they need to step up more, a lot more, in order to keep this competition going. And for the Wii U, can we consider that as a legacy console now? Since, I mean, no one knows about the NX and what the NX is going to be and what the NX is going to do. But at the same time, it's like, what can we look forward to with Nintendo? And they need to regroup, and they need to come out swinging and soon. I hope they do it at the Tokyo Game Show. So, yeah, that's all from me. Anybody have any opinions, comments, just leave them below. I really hope that the other systems start selling. I really do, because I want to see competition. That's what makes the gaming world thrive. And hopefully they'll improve so much that someday in the future I'll get those consoles. So, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming, this is the theme. And I'll see you later. Credits.